Hey church, I'm sitting here with a friend that many of you know, and my friend Christine, and we are introducing you to this month's monthly giving campaign in support of the Poverty Intervention Committee with the Lethbridge School Division. As you know, Christine's involved at our church. She's in women's ministry. She's one of our leaders in women's ministry. She's Jeremy's wife. And you may not know this, but Christine is one of our school trustees and serves on the Poverty Intervention Committee. So let's start there, Christine. Maybe you just give us a snapshot of what PIC is.
Sure. So PIC stands for Poverty Intervention Committee, and PIC is a committee of the Board of Trustees for Lethbridge School Division. And the purpose of PIC was, it was developed to improve access to learning through advocacy, direct services, and build increased awareness to identify and reduce barriers that students might experience within Lethbridge School Division in relation to financial hardship. So we have Making Connections staff members, as well as mental health capacity building teams that serve our students and our families on a day-to-day basis. But this committee meets 4 times during the year. It's comprised of about 15 members, many of which are division staff members, and then some community members as well. And Luke, you're one of the people that gets to sit on the committee with me.
Yeah, if you didn't know that, church, Christine and I both sit on the Poverty Intervention Committee. Now, Christine, I'm assuming you chose to be on this committee. Maybe give us a reason why this stuck out to you. Why did you join PIC?
Yeah, absolutely. You know, I believe every person, and Scripture tells us, every person is created in the image of God. And I think it's so important that wherever we serve, wherever we work, that we glorify God through our actions and through our words. And this was just one practical way and practical space where I could do that in my role as a trustee in the school division. And I believe in the work of this committee. Mm-hmm. I believe every child has a right to a positive education experience, and it's really hard for a child to experience that when they go to school hungry, when they have trouble accessing food, experience food insecurity, and when they don't have the basic needs such as clothing and hygiene supplies.
Yeah, and church, I love being part of the Poverty Intervention Committee. The reason why I joined is, number one, I like getting involved with things outside of the church. And actually, I told Christine earlier, it was Christine. She got in front of our church about 3 years ago and put some stats in front of us that are quite startling, and this was an opportunity to get involved. So, Christine, why don't you share some of those stats with us again?
For sure. Well, the child poverty rate in Alberta is 1 in 6 kids under the age of 15 live in poverty. For the city of Lethbridge, it's 1 in 5 children under the age of 15 that live in poverty. And that's just an astounding number. That's over 35,000 kids in our city. And I think that's often quite an alarming statistic for people to hear. We come across as a very affluent community. Across Alberta right now, there's over 57,000 people receiving support. So that's an increase of 20% of our citizens accessing supports. And that statistic is no different than the city of Lethbridge. And I think with the increased rate of food insecurity that we're seeing within our community, our food banks and support systems are really bursting at the seams, and more people are needing to access those services.
And so we've done this before, church, but we've collected WHAM bags in the month of March, and that's what we're going to collect this month. So, Christine, just give us a heads up on what is a WHAM bag.
Yeah. So WHAM stands for Weekends and More. And what's really cool is WHAM was an initiative that began after our 2016 Advent Conspiracy.
Yes, that's right.
And so in that Advent Conspiracy, we raised over $80,000 to go towards the Poverty Intervention Committee. And what our church wanted was they wanted to start a new initiative that would impact students. And so that's where WHAM came from. And the first year was a pilot year, and they have just seen the impact that it's had, and the impact continues. So right now, a WHAM bag, there's a $65 value within the WHAM bag. So there's $30 worth of staple pantry items. And then families also receive a $35 gift card so they can buy things like eggs, meat, milk, and even special treats like a birthday cake that they may not necessarily be able to afford on their own. And For larger families, they get a little bit extra in their bag because sometimes you have bigger kids and you have more kids, and so $65 is not enough to feed them over a weekend. And so based on the average numbers for the past 4 years, the cost that we've put into WAM bags is between $14,000 to $20,000. And as of January of this year, we've spent over $11,000 on WAM bags alone from our division. So.
And so for us practically, Christine, how could we fill those bags or get involved?
Yeah, absolutely. Well, first I want to say to the church, thank you. Thank you for your continued contribution, support, and prayer for the children of our community. The staff at the division, at Lethbridge School Division, are always excited. They call it E-Free Month.
Yes.
When we have the WAM bags. And I've been told at committee meeting, we always love E-Free Month because we know that our bags are going to be full and bursting with those necessary things. There's food items, toilet paper, laundry supplies. I know that there's a list on the website, and I know, Luke, you'll provide a list. And so I think the generosity speaks loudly to the care and compassion that our church holds towards its community. And so 2 ways. Fill the shelves in our church lobby. That would be really fantastic. And you can also donate financially on www.schoolcashonline. You don't need to have a child in the school division to access that website. And then you just select poverty intervention to donate should you wish to donate. And so just to give you an idea of what this donation looks like, $5 would purchase a pair of gloves for a child. $15 could pay for gloves, toque, and scarf. $50 a winter jacket. And $65 covers the cost of an emergency food hamper, just to give you a little idea.
Appreciate that, Christine. And I echo Christine. I love seeing on the school meeting minutes when it says E-Free Month with the WAM bag. So thank you, church. All the information that Christine just gave you will be in the lobby at our giving campaign rack. There will be a QR code there, and it'll tell you all the items that you can bring in and how to participate. That will also be online as well. So thank you, church. Looking forward to the month of March in support of Poverty Intervention Committee.